Well, the NAB Cup may not be the real thing, but try telling that to the Crows and the Cats. Tonight there is a premiership up for grabs. Will Adelaide reign supreme here on their home turf at Amy Stadium, or will Geelong win its first title of any kind in 43 years?
It's been too many years for Geelong. Too many years of near misses. Too many years without. Too many years of watching someone else take home the trophy. So while the real thing is this team's aim,
he kicks a beauty,
and September remains a long way away,
Miraculous goal!
this is serious. For not since Bobby Davis and his Cavalier Cats were the kings of the caper has Geelong claimed anything.
Alistair orders there, and look at the elated Geelong camp. There's Bob Davis.
Over 40 years have passed since then, and that is simply far too long.
Well, the man charged with defying all that history is Mark Thompson. Bomber, is that a factor for you and the team?
Not a great factor, no. We were just really concentrating on tonight's game. You know, some of these blokes weren't even born when some of these boys were, the club was losing the grand final, so we're not responsible for what's happened in the past. We're about what's happening tonight. We're going to try our best to win this game. You
said during the week that the maturity of the team, you've got to win a flag soon. Is tonight important, a stepping stone for that? It'd be a great opportunity as we're in it right as we speak. We're about to play, so we've got a great opportunity to win one, and I think this group needs to play really well for starters tonight, and then if they do everything right, we're a chance to win. And if you get to grand finals, you've just got to win them. Missing a bit of goal kicking power tonight is how are you going to overcome that? Well, we are missing a lot of forwards. Nathan's not going to play. Ottens isn't going to play. So we're down a bit. We're going to try and work the balls through there. We know that Adelaide are going to flood back, and we're going to just try and put as much pressure as we possibly can on Adelaide when they're taking the ball out, turn it over, and kick goals on the rebound. Well, there's a few long-suffering fans out there, Bomber. Good luck tonight. Thanks very much. Mark Thompson, the coach of the Cats, and their opponents tonight, Adelaide, have impressed everyone in the pre-season. The question is, can they be stopped?
The business of winning is what this man and this team are all about.
he's a super player.
From the first round of the pre-season to the biggest day of them all, Adelaide is a victory-chasing machine. Fit, strong, hard. No stone is left unturned. No shortcuts are taken.
Thompson in front, but it kicks the goal.
And with only the highest standards accepted by Craig's clinical Crows, premierships are expected to follow.
Well, Neil, Craig, it's only March, but a grand final is a grand final.
Yeah, Stephen, it surely is a grand, that sort of day, and it's important for both clubs. And it's a good finale to, I think, a pretty successful pre-season competition, NAB Cup, for all clubs. Speaking of the pre-season comp, have you been happy with your preparation? Is this the ideal way to start the year? Oh yeah, it is for us. I mean, we sat down, 4 or 5 weeks ago and sort of, mapped out, and if we could get to the final, with the restrictions that we put on ourselves in terms of our planning, it would be exactly what we wanted. So we couldn't get a better game leading into to round one in a couple of weeks. Now, is there any room for experimenting tonight? Oh yeah, no, and that's where the discipline of the coach and the coaching staff need to be really spot on, because we quite clearly part of our plan was to use this competition for part of our preparation. And there will be some situations tonight that we need still to have a look at, and we'll do that irrespective of the scoreboard. Thanks for your time. Good luck, Neil. Thanks, Stephen. Looking forward to it. Well, the talk is over. It's time for action now as we start the 2006 NAB Cup Grand Final.
And that is what they're playing for tonight. It's a big monster at 6 kilograms. The NAB Cup, it's taken 5 people 180 hours to make. And of course, the winner tonight also collects $220,000. As I say, hello and welcome to AAMI Stadium for the NAB Cup Grand Final for 2006 between the Adelaide Crows and the Geelong Cats. It is an absolutely cracking night for anything, let alone football, Rob Walls. This is going to be a lot closer than maybe the experts think. They're two well-drilled teams, they're well-knit, and they play similar styles of game.
They do, Stephen, no doubt about that. I think the Adelaide Crows have done everything right in the last 12 months. Lost the final last year to the West Coast Eagles, but they've got a lot of experience, and also the coach has blooded a lot of young players, and we'll see them in action tonight. On the other hand, Geelong, they just continue to impress. I thought they were very good last week, getting up in that last quarter against Fremantle. Most people don't give them a real chance tonight, but they will be super competitive, I'm sure.
Bart Thompson mentioned the lack of height. It is a concern for Geelong.
It is, because you've got no Stephen King and no Brad Otten, so his two best ruckmen won't be out there. But Cam Mooney has been a real surprise pack, and he will give a real contest around the ground. May lose the hit-outs, but he'll get plenty of ball around the ground as a follower.
But you've got to go for Adelaide.
Well, you do, particularly here on their home ground, and the crowd just keeps filling in. We thought that it might be about 20,000. I think it'll be a lot more than that.
Adelaide have had a wonderful start. I mean, their form has been as hot as we've seen it for ages.
It has. They say that the team is super fit. Look, he's got a science background. He's the coach I'm talking about, Neil Craig, and there's no doubt that they are super well prepared. Just talking to a few people over here, they say that his training programs are second to none, and I've got no doubt that in 24 months' time, there'll be all the coaches around the country coming here to AAMI Stadium to see what this coach does with his players, because their preparation is near as perfect as you can get, and they want to play for him. That's the important thing. The players really want to play for their coach.
Well, it's time now to hand over to our Master of Ceremonies here, Craig Willis, as we welcome Geelong onto AAMI Stadium for the NAB Cup Grand Final.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to AAMI Stadium the Geelong Football Club, led by their captain tonight, number 30, Matthew Scarlett. Number 3, Jimmy Bartell. Number 4, Andrew Mackey. Number 8, Josh Hunt. Number 9, James Kelly. Number 10, Kane Tenace. Number 11, Joel Corey. Number 13, Tom Lonigan. Number 16, Charlie Gardner. Number 17, Shannon Bryant. Number 19, Matthew Egan. Number 21, Cameron Mooney. Number 22, Henry Playfair. Number 24, Mark Blake. Number 25, Matthew Spencer. Number 28, David Johnson. Number 29, Gary Ablett. Number 32, Brent Primsall. Number 33, Jared Rook. Number 35, Paul Chapman. Number 37, Will Slade. Number 39, Darren Milburn. Number 44, Corey Enright. And number 45, Cameron Ling.
Hey, they didn't have flamethrowers at the Commonwealth Games opening ceremony, did they?
No, they didn't. That was pretty lively, wasn't it? I think those players had want danger money running out amongst the fireworks there. But listen to the roar there. Guess what that means? And let's have a look at that Geelong team. Scarlett captain tonight. Egan at centre half back has been most impressive over the NAB Cup. Bartell in the centre. Then you go to the forward line. Gardner at centre half forward. Lonigan at full forward. And they'll get some support there from Henry Playfair, but desperately lacking players like Kent Kingsley and Brad Ottens.
Time now to welcome the Adelaide Crows onto the ground.
And now, a big welcome to the Adelaide Football Club, led by their captain, number 34, Ben Hart. Number 3, Chris Massey. Number 4, Matthew Clark. Number 5, Scott Thompson. Number 7, Nathan Van Berlo. Number 8, Nathan Bassett. Number 9, Tyson Edwards. Number 10, Matthew Bode. Number 12, Robert Shirley. Number 16, Ken McGregor. Number 18, Graham Johncock. Number 20, Ivan Marich. Number 21, Chris Knights. Number 22, Ian Perry. Number 23, Andrew McLeod. Number 24, Brett Burton. Number 25, Ben Rutten. Number 28, Bernie Vince. Number 30, Luke Jericho. Number 33, Brett Riley. Number 35, Brett Bigland. Number 36, Simon Goodwin. Number 37, Trent Henschel. And number 39, Martin Matner.
Well, let's have a look at the Adelaide Crows lineup, Rob, and it's pretty solid, isn't it? They're big boys.
It is, and that's the big thing tonight. You look at the size of the Adelaide players, particularly their goal-to-goal line. I think they've got the real advantage over Geelong there. And two big ruckmen, two experienced ruckmans in Matthew Clark and Rhett Biglands. They'll certainly get most of the hit-outs tonight. It's at ground level where they've got to clear it away. So Mark Thompson will have to come up with some pretty good plans there. But having a look at the Adelaide lineup, Rutten at fullback. He made All-Australian last year, played every game, 25 games. McGregor can play at either end of the ground, probably centre-half back tonight in the place of Bock. And then you've got Perry at centre-half forward, Henschel at full forward, and the veterans there in players like Goodwin and McLeod and Edwards, and they are a formidable lineup.
Well, we're all ready for action here in the NAB Cup Grand Final for season 2006 here at AAMI Stadium. The crowd building very nicely.
The players are just about ready to go for the national anthem, so let's once again join Craig Willis.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we now invite you to stand and join with young Rebecca Best and Jordan Wong-Traken to sing the Australian National Anthem.
We've heard a bit of that tune, haven't we, in the last few days?
A beautiful job the two young kids did too.
Fantastic job. Yep, terrific job.
Fireworks continue too.
Yeah. There's a few left over after Wednesday. Now, Wolsey, I'm just warning, if you're going to keep getting stuck into me, I'll mention Carlton, OK? So just, that's a warning.
I'll say no more.
Righto.
Yeah.
Who are you tipping, Wolsey? You are going with the Crows from what you said earlier?
I've gone with the Crows. I think you have to. At the same time, I thought Geelong were fantastic last week. They had quite a few good players out against the Fremantle Dockers. Dockers 2 goals up at three-quarter time, and the Cats just powered home. A lot of resolve in this Geelong team. And look, both of them, I think, will be playing finals in September. Both of them, I'd be surprised if they didn't finish top 4. So we're looking at a couple of quality teams. And particularly this Adelaide team, they've got a lot of players there who are getting towards the end of their careers.
Mate, you're going to have the call. So, Ian, if you can give the call in a big spin for us, go for it, mate. Good spin. And it is a head. Johnny fellas, well done.
Let's go straight down to Christy Malthouse. G'day, Christy.
And that means that Geelong will actually kick into the breeze in this first term, which should give them quite an advantage because there is quite a strong breeze blowing downfield now. It has picked up in the last half an hour. And with it, the temperature has dropped, an expected low of 12 degrees tonight. That hasn't kept the spectators away. It may not be the season proper, but it is a grand final and they are excited and they're confident too. They've had a state election today, which means that has dominated the press all week. So it's been an unusually quiet build-up for the Crows, and from the supporters I've spoken to, that says that should suit the club to a T.
Who'd you tip in the election, Wolsey?
I think Labor might get in, Hutto, but I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is this Adelaide Crows team, because getting back to my point, they'll have half a dozen players come September who are 30 years of age and older. Geelong, on the other hand, will only have the one. That's Peter Riccardi, who's not playing tonight, by the way. So what I'm saying is that the Adelaide Crows, their window of opportunity to win a flag is in the next 24 months, and they know that, and they're going hard for it.
So Hart is the captain for Adelaide tonight, the most capped player for the Crows. 298 games he's notched up, and Scarlett for Geelong. And there's a man in form. I love watching him play, Brett Burton, and he really is running hot in this NAB Cup. He's averaging 20 disposals, 3 goals and 7 marks.
Well, he's enjoying the freedom of playing around the midfield because with players like Perry, McGregor, Henschel up forward, it just means that Burton can play as a running midfielder.
Big job for Lonergan at full forward for the Cats.
Even bigger one for Cam Mooney in the ruck.
Up against Biglands. Lee gets first hand on the footy, but it's snared by Chapman. And it'll be take 2 in the middle.
Interesting choice that Blake starts on the bench and Mooney in the ruck, Rob.
Yeah, I think so, but give the experienced Mooney a chance to settle it down early.
Still plenty of players over the football.
What we'll see with Mooney is what we saw there. He'll contest the ball in the air, but as soon as it hits the deck, he's like a second player at ground level. He's very agile, very mobile, so he's 2 players in one.
Biglands again did it nicely. Clearing kick by Goodwin. Still inside the centre square. Nice pick up by Tenace. Great tackle by Henschel. Ling with the head over the foot. He grabs it. Handball to Enright. Over to Hunt. Can't break the tackle from Thompson. Now Enright again. Tenace, who's also been good in the NAB Cup. Back to Ling. And he steadies and goes short to Scarlett.
The captain tonight, who misplaces his kick. Designed it was for Burns. Beautifully read though. Matner sends them deep. And just a little offline. In fact, it was young Knights who's impressed everyone in the NAB Cup. Very prolific.
Averaging 22.
Now they're in a dangerous position. Biglands and Mooney. Battle continues. Speaking of danger, Burton, was he held only for a minor moment? Enright's already having to work hard. Corey over the top now. He might have to get rid of this or he could be in trouble.
And whilst all this action's happening there in the forward pocket for the Crows have dropped 3 players back towards the middle of the ground. So if the Cats get a quick rebound, there's plenty of Adelaide players there.
They've been busy in defence already, the Cats. Corey to Burns. Again, you can see the pressure being applied by the Crows at this early stage. Thompson couldn't find a path. Bartel in the way, and another bounce.
Gee, the Ablett-John Cock matchup's going to be a beauty.
Yes, and I think John Cox found his niche playing in defence for the Crows.
50 out from Adelaide's goal.
It's the extra player back across the middle, Goodwin.
Yep, and the champion he is too. Van Berlo, growing in stature for Adelaide. Squaring kick. Couldn't quite find the target. Little soccer by Egan. Geelong have the extra man here. This is Hunt. And it's a nice kick to half forward. Just holds up a little bit in the bruise, but Kelly's good enough. Plays on. Gets the handball out wide to Tenace, who runs inside 50 and can goal for the Cats, but he misses and misses badly. Just need time for a point in the end.
Just need to make the most of their chances, Geelong, because the Adelaide defence is, well, it was the best in the competition last year. They averaged only 10 goals a game kicked against them, which was the best by a long, long way. The defence, of course, supported by a midfield that gets back very quickly to help out.
And finishing the area that Kane Tenace continues to work the hardest on for the Cats. As Massey takes the mark from the John Cock kick in, goes for Thompson. Ablett, fingernails in, but not enough. Well done from Scott Thompson, who impressed so much since coming across from the Demons. It's not a problem for Shirley. Keeps battling on Thompson. It's in a dangerous position on 50. Goodwin shows his desperation. Cats have actually got numbers around, but Goodwin was as determined as anyone. And we'll have a bounce right on the 50. Quick to throw it up. Goodwin again in amongst it. Bode versus Slade. Did well. Released the handball. Bartel. Riley sneaks in. He's a player ready to blossom. To half forward. Jericho. Hunt. Well done, Jericho. The extra man helped. Bode releasing handball. Riley worried out of it this time. Egan and Ling combine. And now Hunt and Bartel with a bit of time for Geelong to get something going out of defence. Chapman will find Mooney and they're away.
Now Mooney's got a paddock. Decides to kick straight away. And finds Gardner. Over to Burns, who bangs it inside 50. The wrestle's on, whistle on play, and it's going Adelaide's way against Lonigan. And Rutten wastes no time. Goodwin, who's been prominent early. This is disposal number 4 to the wing. Ling and Burton. Neither could take it. Corey, oh, there's some fancy footwork. Beautifully done. But puts Ling under the hammer. Quick release from Cameron Ling. Back to Corey. Gee, they're under the pump, the Cats. Bartel into the middle, and that relieves some pressure.
Been churning up a lot of possessions, the Cats. Not so effective, though, as Hart, as always. Relieves the pressure valve for the Crows. Time for Jericho to try and hit up a target. The advancing target was Henschel. He's also been prolific in front of goals. Bode in the clear and should line up for the first one for Adelaide.
It was good use of the body by Henschel, wasn't it?
It was, and leading forwards, they've got the Adelaide Crows. They've got players who will... Good pressure there by Bode to run his Geelong opponent down. That caused the turnover. And we can see the ball centred there to Matthew Bode. But they are absolutely dominating the hit-outs, as you would expect. Adelaide 6-1 at this stage.
Played all the NAB Cup games, Bode, so far. Just 2 senior matches last year. So after all that injury, he appears a rejuvenated man. He'll be helped by that. Crows on the board in a major way. And it's a pretty healthy roar, isn't it, from this crowd early on?
Yeah, it's building up. They said they'd sold 21,000 tickets by 5 o'clock last night. There's more than that here now, so they've responded pretty well. Matthew Bode, now 26 years of age, puts Adelaide on the scoreboard.
And he's really playing for his future. You know, he's been overtaken by several of the younger Crows players in recent seasons, so he'll need a good season in 2006.
Chapman wobbles one to half forward. Beautiful pick up by Kelly, but again he's under pressure. Good handball to Corey. His handball was partially smothered by Shirley. Massey put out the don't argue, and he's been pinged for it.
High tackle, Geelong. Easy, easy. Just a fend off with the height. Fend off was a bit high.
That's rattled Gary Ablett.
We heard the umpire say the fend off a bit high, and it was a forearm into the face. The umpire was spot on. Ooh.
So Gary Ablett will be kicking from 45. He's still a bit distressed, isn't he?
Well, that was a pretty look. It was a short and sharp blow with the forearm, but I think it got him on the tender spot.
Still only 21 is Gary Ablett. Already backed up 79 games and 100 goals for his club. From 45. He stabs at it, but it's good enough. Geelong get there first. Good decision, that one.
Yeah, he's got it right, the umpire. Then Chris Massey's another Crows player who is playing for his future. Hasn't played many games in recent years since coming across from Carlton. So he needs to make every post a winner.
5th season at Adelaide for Massey, just 3 games last year. Piglin's ready for battle again. His adversary, Cameron Mooney. Long lead by the narrowest of margins. Bartel, Riley, and they're inside 50. Burton and Ling. Good work again. That Adelaide attack looks pretty potent. Jericho left it for Perry this time. Onto the left. And Perry, who's been in wonderful form, levels the score. Averaging 8 marks a game so far in the NAB Cup. 2 of them contested. Ian Perry.
Cats certainly like to get the ball into this man's hands, Josh Hunt. He's probably their best defensive kick.
He switches back to the members' side and finds Corey Enright.
Gee, they short the ball a lot, Geelong. Certainly handballing a lot in the last 12 months. Averaged about 100 handballs a game back in 2004. Up close to 130 last year. Look at this. They will just chip. They rarely kick it long to a contest situation. Back their skills to find a teammate. That's a rarity, a long kick.
Perry does the spoiling. Falls to Gardner. Over to Egan. Great tackle. It was Matner. And they'll have a bounce. On centre wing. Mooney. Oh, gee, that's a nudge in the back. Yep. Oh, he's given it to Biglands. Well, Mooney was there. He established position. Biglands came in late and got the free.
Well, the old ruck ones there, occasionally mystifying. Doesn't matter though. Knights long to Burton. Looks dangerous. Was there holding on? No, there wasn't.
Interesting matchup, that one, Hutto. You've got Burton playing on Ling, and I think the Crows would be happy with that because Burton's playing predominantly up forward. Here's the ruck free kick, and you can just see there the umpire said, well, Cam Mooney, you blocked the run of your opponent. But Ling playing basically in the defensive 50 will be something that the Crows are happy about because Ling is such a ball winner.
Well, here's this dangerous way Geelong are bringing it out of defence, and it comes unstruck straight away as soon as they try and go long. McGregor, McLeod, and now Matner, and they're long and strong again to fall forward. Burton and Henshaw lurking. Neither of them had to touch it. It just missed and through for a behind. Now it's Matner.
Thumping kick, wasn't it?
It's gone from being a bench tagger to being a fantastic tackler and great running player.
So again, Geelong short it.
Just forward.
Scarlett's got the football in his hands, acting captain tonight.
You've had 7 seconds. Move it on. Play on.
Not a lot to kick to, but Ling provides the option.
That's it.
So Ling, short again, and Bartel takes the mark. Still at half back for Geelong. Haven't moved far. That's not the best of kicks, but Van Berlo couldn't take the mark. Back of the pack is John Cott. Oh, coming in hard was Rook, but John Cott was more than up to the task, but his handball missed the target. Now a chance for Ablett. Little underground handball, kept it alive. Kelly's in there again. So is John Cott. Good handball to McLeod. The champ's on. And his first kick finds another champ in Edwards, who spins beautifully out of trouble. And the Crows are away. This is Knights. Now to Massey. Massey breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2. Exciting play by the Crows. Now McLeod's got it again.
Aren't they full of confidence as Henshaw takes the mark? Burton breaks for him. He's got a yard or 2, and that's all he needed.
And that's the winning move. That is the winning move. Burton playing in the forward line on Cameron Ling. Gee, they moved that ball well. Massey backed himself on the wing. Thought he might have got wrapped up, but he backed himself. John Cott, eyes over the footy.
Thanks, mate.
And they were able to bring that ball so quickly out of defence. This is a quick play on by Jericho. And Burton in that forward 50 just had all the space to himself.
Would you think about a move already?
I would, because Ling is more valued to the Cats playing around the middle of the ground than playing in that defensive 50.
Look at that, he's taken 30 seconds plus. And he's in now to kick for goal, to cap off a wonderful piece of play. And he's done it. And the way they just explode from half-back, Walsey, it is a sight to behold.
Yes, they're really good.
That's when he got McLeod and Edwards.
Well, I was just going to say that. Just the experience and the composure. They will hang on to the ball that extra half second because they've got confidence in themselves that they will make the right decision. And they've just got good awareness of what's around them. So they're never panicked into getting rid of the ball quickly.
Let's go down to Christie.
Thank you, Stephen. The breeze is actually in Adelaide's favour, not Geelong's, but it's quite up and down, but it's probably perhaps a 2-goal advantage at this stage.
Back in the middle, Blake, who's replaced Mooney in the ruck. Got it to Corey, almost through that. Burns is in there, on hands and knees, did well, fed it out to Blake. Awkward looking kick from Blake. And he goes as far as John Cock, who again breaks a tackle. Didn't panic. Released to McGregor, and he goes short. Running onto it is Massey. Riding shotgun there is Edwards. Just wills the play to make a lead and delivers it lace out to Matner.
Gee, John Cox run hard from the defensive 50.
Thumping kick again from Matner. Ling works his way to the front against Burton. 3 Crows tackle him, and they'll have a bounce. 55 out from Adelaide's goal.
And there's a shot at Darren Milburn playing up forward for the Cats now. Milburn may well be the one who goes into the back line and replaces Ling. I know they've got Milburn up forward because he helped them win the game last week as a forward, but I think at this stage they need his experience down back.
I think Kelly forgot for a moment we're playing NAB Cup footy because he passed it backwards, and that of course is play on. Won't be in a couple of weeks as Ling finds Bartel. And this is where the Crows just choke down the opposition, and that is by no means a criticism. They are such a well-drilled team. Geelong having to play stop-start football, possession football. Now he's calling his players together to huddle and then break away, James Kelly. Umpire calls him on, so he goes to Scarlett. Not far enough. Just trying to work their way through this Geelong. And it might all come unstuck. Oh, it does! Goodwin had more time than he knew. And it only cost them a point, but the bad news is they've got to try and do it all again.
They really do help their backline players, the Adelaide Crows, because they put pressure on the opposition. The ball just doesn't get into the Crows' defence that often and that quickly. This is another Geelong kick-in. Look at how slow it is. Like at the start of the pre-season, everyone was worried about, oh, the ball will be brought back into play and it'll be so quick. Hasn't been the case at all. Every Geelong kick-in's been slow and short.
I tell you what, the way Matt has been kicking so far, he might be a chance here. No, he's going to dish it off. That wasn't 15, was it? No, umpire's call, play on. Spills free. Ablett. Enright. And his kick's good. It finds Blake.
Nowhere to go.
No. Crows players have pushed back, so they've got to go short to bring it out of defence, Geelong.
And Chapman does just that as he finds Mackie. That's an ambitious pass. Almost came off. Milburn couldn't hang on to it. Chapman held one on in possession. Umpire said play on. Massey receives from Shirley. Now McLeod. What can the magician do? He puts it out in front of Henshaw. Not quite. Play on. Enright decides to switch. Again, it's an ambitious kick. And Kelly takes the mark if he dropped that. Oh, there was 3 Crows ready to pounce.
They were in all sorts. Kelly off half-back. Again, has to kick to a one-on-one. Corey infringed. Some would say good body work. Corey would. The umpire right on the spot. So they got rid of him early and high. Let's have a look.
I like the beard better.
Oh. Play on now. Inside 50, Chapman. It's an ill-directed kick. Chapman also has nowhere to kick it. He had to handball big Blake. Got some treatment after he disposed of it. Big mark, Blake.
Have your mark, please.
Let's get the important things right.
And have a look at that. Clangers, Adelaide 4, Geelong 9. And the reason Geelong's twice as many is because of the super pressure being put on by the Crows forwards and midfield.
Van Berlo read it beautifully. All the sweepers are Adelaide players. Advantage paid. McLeod sends it out wide for Burton. Now he's got Massey running on. And he could take this just outside 50 and wind up. He doesn't go for the super goal. Sets it up to full forward instead. Henschel, Scarlett again somehow got fingertips to it and saved the day for the Cats.
Well, Chris Massey's certainly running hard from defence. He's playing on the half-back line. Several times he's pushed into the forward 50.
So deep in Adelaide's attacking territory. Ball spills though to Ablett. Runs the full measure. Oh, he's knocked off the kick. Another turnover. Another clanger. Thompson to McLeod. To McGregor. Couldn't find him. Marich is in there. Chapman throws his weight around. Now McGregor has another crack. He's tackled by Milburn. Umpire will bounce.
And just terrific running down from behind there. Riley, pressure on Gary Ablett causes the turnover.
Bode. Now to Thompson. Around the corner. It's a high ball. Jericho's got the sit. Couldn't hang on to it. And we'll have a throw in.
Well done by Josh Hunt there. Adelaide look extremely dangerous as McLeod comes up for a rest, replaced by Knights. Marich and Blake, a couple of youngsters, not too many games between them. Chapman, again surrounded by Adelaide numbers.
Marich 0, Blake 3.
Yes.
Hutto, you said McLeod coming off, and obviously he's a gun player, but we've been told that the Crows players don't run more than 3 kilometres. They don't go any further than that. They're given a spell. How they measure that, I do not know. But they keep a very close eye on their running players and spell them continuously.
Mackie camped underneath it. Read it beautifully. You heard the call from the umpire. Hunt on his wrong side, had to work back to the left. Tried to pinpoint the pass onto the wing. It was a tough one to handle for Rook, and again numbers prevailing for the Adelaide Crows. So well organised. Bassett, a real crowd favourite, heads to half forward, and again the dangerous Burton. Spectacular always.
That puts your old 100s out of whack, Robert, with the pre-season. He's only running 3Ks these days. What about your old 100s?
Yes, that's a thing of the past. Thank goodness, so the players.
Some of your old players have still got nightmares. Quick pass in from Burton was okay.
That's the 8th forward 50 entry in a row to the Crows. Geelong really struggling to bring it out of their defence and get it past their midfield. But Burton's a new player because for a while there he thought he was a goal kicker. In fact, he won the goal kicking here 1 year, but I think he's much better suited to this role of playing wing, half forward, occasionally in the goal square. It certainly freed him up.
Chris Knights, the 19-year-old, just played the 2 senior games. He used his 30 seconds and then a bit more. It didn't help his kicking. And really, the Adelaide Crows could be a lot further advanced than they are. 10 points is the lead.
Let's see what they do with the kicking. And again, slow. Coaches were screaming a month ago that it was going to ruin the game.
Well, Prism was caught. Another turnover, is it? Yes, it is. Riley. Now a chance for Van Berlo as he finds a teammate again in Knights.
The only thing that Cats have got going for them at the moment is that whilst the Crows dominate general play, they are only 10 points behind on the scoreboard. So the Crows certainly haven't taken advantage of this dominance of play.
Chris Knights from the Eastern Rangers in Victoria. From 48 metres out, that is a beautiful looking kick, and that is home. This is what set up the Adelaide goal. Again, Geelong very slow in getting rid of the football after the behind. Prisma was under the pump.
Yeah, just a poor kick in by Hunt.
Van Berlo was the man that set it up. And Knights, as they say in the classics, Robert, is a likely type.
He is a likely type.
So plenty of concerns for Bomber Thompson. Crows getting online. They lead by 16. Clark's turning the ruck. They're all having a go, the 3 Giants from the Crows. Enright sends Geelong inside 50. Haven't been there too many times lately. Bassett and McGregor combined with John Cock to send it out quick smart. Onto the half-back flank where Knights, the man of the moment, looked around and only saw the hoop, so he decided to blow a mic on, decided to kick it. Goodwin muscles his way onto it. And now he's on his wrong side. Forced a handball. Ablett locked on the tackle pretty well. And Riley couldn't control it. Chapman to Ablett. Again, a target miss for Geelong, and they needed to be better.
Gee, it was a super tackle by Gary Ablett. And good to see him rewarded. He ended up kicking the ball really wide to Milburn. That was his only option because they only had 2 players up there on the forward line at that stage, Geelong. Mooney playing as a forward at the moment.
Geelong have got 30 seconds to try and contrive a goal somehow. Mackie given plenty of time. Crowd not as patient. John Cox said, "Oh, it's taken away." Goes for Thompson. Corey tried to keep the hands free. Thompson makes amends. Streams away. They've got 12 seconds on the clock. It's certainly time for Henschel. He'll try and crack it up. Great pass, and it's young Vince who's on the ground. Bernie Vince.
Good mark, Hutto.
It was a very good mark.
It was a good mark because it was arms fully outstretched with an opponent breathing down his neck. And Scott Thompson would be pretty happy that he had a second opportunity there on the wing because he mucked up the first one.
He looks about 14.
Well, it seems like if you're playing on the Adelaide forward line, you've got to have blonde hair.
Where's he from, Hutto?
Vince?
Woodville West Torrens.
Played in the seniors there last year. Did a great job coming in late in the season. And he can kick. Look at that. Crows celebrate. Vince kicks the goal right on quarter time. And Adelaide in command. 4-5-29. Lead Geelong 1-1-7.
Some big thinking needed by Geelong at quarter time, Rob.
Absolutely. Look, just a domination there by the Crows and probably should be further in front on the scoreboard.
Quarter time here in the NAB Cup Grand Final, and it is all Adelaide. They lead by 22. Perhaps it should be even more than that.
And quarters, have a look at that. The major ball winners, Enright 9, Bartel, Kelly, both 8. For the quarter, Geelong had 12 more disposals than Adelaide. It just shows that stats in many cases are meaningless because Geelong just played keepings off when they got it in their defensive 50. They didn't have any real strong forward thrusts, and you can see their coach, he would be pretty frustrated, I would think, with what he's seen in that first quarter.
Okay, but what do you do? What do they do?
Well, Milburn played up forward for the first quarter, never got a touch of the footy. The ball hardly got there. They need Milburn playing across the half-back line, and they need to back themselves a little bit more. If you're a key forward playing for Geelong, and I'm talking about players like Lonergan and Gardner and Playfair, they'd be saying they've got no faith in me because they won't kick the ball to me. They don't think I can win a contest.
Spencer's gone on to Burton in defence. And Ling's in the middle.
Good.
We'll see if he gets it here. Clark wins the tap clearly. But it's going nowhere. Those couple of late goals in the first quarter are giving the Crows a decisive advantage. One they fully deserve. Clark again the tap. Shirley trying to barge through. Kelly. Van Berlo leading the race against Burns. Second effort from both players.
Thanks, mates. Thanks, mate.
4-5 Adelaide, 1-1 Geelong. Inside 50 count, 14 to Adelaide, 6 to Geelong. So even though the Cats have had more of the ball, they haven't gone inside 50 much. You call that a handball? Umpire did. Tenace got it away, but hard intercepts. Thompson will fumble. Kelly, usually pretty quick and swift with the hands. Burns, hit and hope stuff. Rook, they just can't get a clean possession. Anywhere near 50, inside 50. Rook, now Burns. Tenace, they're going backwards all the time. Enright, out wide. Can Cameron Mooney break the drought for the Cats? No. At least it's a score.
And perhaps Geelong at quarter time were told, let's get 2 up in the ruck contest, and we see Bartel coming over the top. That's something they did last week against Fremantle.
That's a nice kick by John Cock. It finds McGregor, not on the full. Has plenty of time to bend over and pick it up to the wing to Van Berlo. And Egan spoils that little party.
Egan's becoming a pretty good player for Geelong.
To Mooney, to Bartel, to Ling. This is more promising build-up from Geelong. A long driving kick, that's better. Big pack fly, but guess who? The All-Australian fullback in Ben Rutten takes a solid mark, and that's 50.
Hit him a bit late, and the umpires are red hot on that. Gee, it was a good, confident mark by Rutten.
Man who played every minute of every game in 2005, the All-Australian Ben Rutten. Only 22, Rob.
Yes, I know, it was a fantastic story. Only 2 players did that last year, played every second of every game. I don't know who the second one was, though.
We'll find out.
Might have been Cooter, I'm not sure.
Tony, thanks. It's all right. Jimmy, just thought you were a bit late. Yeah, I know, but you were lit that bit late.
Now, Matthew Clark should beat Mooney here.
Mooney gets the tap. Clark was trying to do the roving work. Bartel, Thompson ready to grab him. He was swift to move it on. Kelly over the top. Enright, the Geelong midfield. Their prime movers being forced to do a power of work. And it's slow going out wide. Ling to Burns. Looks up, not much on offer. Tenace is there. Can he find him? He can. Well done. Now Tenace loses the footing and handballing automatically onto Enright. Squeezes one. Ling just drifting into the pocket. Ball didn't get there. Hart. Pretty effective little stumble. And that's a great tackle from Rook, who I think set the record for tackles in a game in the final last year against Sydney with 15.
Yeah.
Just one more would have been handy on Nick Davis.
Let's have a look at that tackle again. Does well because he hits the arms and forces the ball out of Hart's hands. He therefore misses the boot.
Not that we can still remember that. Van Berlo gets it to Goodwin and they are away again. Thompson to half forward. Perry. Oh, he's outmarked beautifully by David Johnson, who's up on his feet.
He looks set for a good season, David Johnson. Plagued with injuries in recent years, but solid in that back pocket position.
Mooney's got it in the middle. There's Milburn. That's his first stat.
His first touch. Whilst all this is happening, the Crows just get numbers back in the middle corridor, and that's why Geelong are going wide.
Enright to Ling to Kelly. Now the lead's on in the pocket.
Now they've just gone wide, because as soon as they look up, they just see the Crows jumpers down that corridor, and they panic and put the ball out wide. Plays into the Crows' hands.
This is Scott Thompson. Over to Shirley. Now Clark.
Skill.
Henschel can't take the mark. Scarlett's there. That's a good handball from Johnson. Just beaten by the boundary line though was Joel Corey.
And the big Crows ruckman, 230 games, 130 of those with Brisbane, where he won a best and fairest, but was not there to share in the premierships, which is a bit of a shame.
You might shed a tear when he hangs up the boots, I reckon, Wolsey. Knights over the top, Corey in the middle. Look at all those Crows players surrounding. Meant there was Cats on the outside. Chapman, Rook versus Hart. Rook full of courage, well played. Through, Burns, this is what he specialised in. That's what he needs to do, though, is convert. He can win it well, but it's conversion where he needs to improve.
He read it well, Hutto. He really was going absolutely flat out when he took that ball. Front and square, crumbed it to perfection, and then he missed.
9 goals, 16 he's kicked Shannon Burns in senior AFL footy, so that's an area he's working on.
And to answer your question, Robert, the other player to play every minute of every game last year was a Sydney player, and I can let you have a guess.
Sydney player.
He played every game for the year.
Leo
every
Barry.
minute. No. He comes from Ireland.
Ty Kennelly.
Geelong go back inside 50, and there he is. Clark. Robert Walls on the seat. Some round of applause.
Over to Edwards now, and the Crows again trying to build from halfback. Not as many targets this time for them. They weren't able to sweep with the usual numbers. So Milburn with some help from Scarlett. Even then, the perceived pressure was enough to make it pretty hard going for Geelong off halfback. That was young Spencer giving it back to Scarlett. It's just 50-50 stuff in the middle. From the boot of Rook. Enright dispossessed quickly. Again, the Crows swarming. Matness handball intercepted. Burns tunneling it out the back. Tenace trying to be bold. Cats need to be. Slade to half forward. Lonigan's gone on a long searching lead. Gets a kind bounce. Again, forced to go back before they can go forward. Bartel, Kelly against the odds, couldn't get there. And the strong overhead marking of Matthew Clark is on display again.
And he's got a 50-metre penalty. Rocket Gibraltar back there. This is the time that the Cats have made their move. They've had 7 forward 50 entries in this quarter. The Crows have had just the one. And we've gone 7.5 minutes. So the Crows coach will be pretty disappointed with what he's seen in this first 7-8 minutes of the second term.
Cats have had 42 more disposals than Adelaide, 130 to 88.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And Enright's got 16, Kelly 13, Bartel 13, Ling 11. Goodwin's the leader for Adelaide with 8. Henschel over the head, not a bad snap. It's better than not bad. It is a goal.
Good to see a big fella do that, because he's in the team more as a marking forward. You can see that he's still got a lot of physical development to go, but to have that agility to be able to get the ball and then kick it across the body, we'll have a look at it. Yeah, look, that's well done for a big fella, and they're just building 4 or 5 big men in that forward line. And the man in picture there, well, Henschel, who kicked the goal, but Matty Scarlett, I tell you what, Hutto, if I was Geelong coach, I'd put Scarlett into the forward line. Well, why not? He started his career there.
Yes, for about 1 or 2 games. Mooney gets it to half forward. Now, Bartel. Again, look at all those Crows players reading it well. Massey and now Edwards out wide. They're just shoveling it around, protecting each other. This is Thompson. Hemmed against the line. I'll find that's not a great kick. And Enright intercepts. Into the middle to Tenace. Again, waiting till there was a man on the mark before he moved. It was good decision making this time, though, to give him credit. As Mooney takes the mark. Will he go for the super goal? No, he won't. He tries to pierce the Adelaide Crows defence, and he's successful. And it's in the arms of James Kelly.
Well, have a look at that, disposals per goal, and Geelong 136th. Well, they've only kicked the 1 goal. That could be halved after this kick. Let's hope it is. But they have been fiddling around with the footy, the Cats.
7th and the best and fairest last year, James Kelly. Highly skilled, and he shows it there. Good play that time by Tenace. The left boot to find Mooney.
Gary Ablett getting ready to come back on. Cats cut the margin back to 20. NAB Cup Grand Final 2006. Cats going to attack once again, but only as far as Van Berlo.
Cats have made the move with Milburn. He's gone into the back half.
To Thompson. That's a real hamstring tester to Rutten. Johnson got dealt with fairly. He hasn't got up yet either. Then into the big body of Rutten. There's Milburn. Dangerous handball. They're under the pump, the Cats here. Knights. That time. So here's a break for the Cats. Bartel at half back. The lead's on from Lonigan. Oh, well done, Hart. The veteran got there. Lonigan quickly to his feet. Did well. Got it to Ling. Well played by Lonigan. Bartel. Now Blake. Back to Bartel again. That's disposal number 17. Chapman. There's a steadying bounce and pumps it long. Mooney's there. Mooney flies. McGregor does the spoiling. Great roving by Ablett. Kelly, not a lot of support. Now fires off the handball. To Rook. Yes, goal Cats. That was perseverance, wasn't it?
It was, and it was good to see a long kick into the forward line rewarded. Okay, they didn't take the mark. They didn't take the mark, but they were able to get it at ground level. And there's David Johnson hitting it as hard as he always does.
Just ran into the brick wall, didn't he, and hurt himself.
And there's a shot of Darren Milburn playing across the half-back line. And the Geelong coach has made quite a few moves since quarter time, and his team is winning this second quarter, so they've responded.
Looking better. 14 is the margin. Knights gets them out of the middle. The Crows again. Well judged at the back by Egan. Into Blake in the middle. Can't blow the whistle. Now he says play on. Blake trying to escape. He did that to Ling on his wrong side. Inside 50. Gardner the target. Lurking is Chapman. Well worked. Chapman to Ablett. Can he cap it off? He was patient as he was tackled. Chapman might have to do it himself. He does.
And great combination between the two small Geelong half forwards. And we see Chapman in the right spot there in front of the pack. Quick handball over to Ablett. Terrific tackle there by Rutten to hold Ablett up. But Ablett has the composure. He does the 360-degree spin. Keeps his hands free. And just provides the opportunity for Chapman to angle it on the boot. And you can tell those two players love playing with each other. They're the future for the Cats. They're the midfield matchups, and you can see that Ling now playing in the centre on Edwards. Robert Shirley doing a tagging job on Joel Corey.
8-point ball game. Blake against Biglands, who got the tap, but it went straight to Ling.
Winning the clearances.
Go inside 50. He's just come on. Has Big Henry Playfair, and he takes the mark.
They've won the clearances in this quarter, and that's been the big change in the game. They have got the ball away from the ruck contests, and in a quarter in which the Crows dominated the first, it's completely swung around.
How's Big Henry's kicking, Hutto?
Oh, it's dodgy at best, Stephen, but he's getting better.
So Playfair from 50. Oh, no problem there. The Cats have gone bang, 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 and they're back in town.
Good roost.
He's a great kid, Borders.
Magnificent.
How dare you question it?
Gee, this modern game can turn quickly.
It can.
Can it?
Ling into the centre certainly helped them. He's a master at reading the play off hands around the ruck contests. Geelong have cleared the ball 7-2 in this second quarter. And that's a big reason for the swing in the game. Also, Ling being at ground level in the middle.
Must be a 7-goal breeze out there the way this game's going at the moment. The Cats right back in the mix now. 2 points in it. Hunt off half-back. Perry circling. Good work the second time round though by Hunt. Got some help from Egan. Now they're at half-forward. Rook will try and run onto this. Here he goes with Playfair running beside him. McGregor and also Edwards. Johncock. Mackie. Came in at the opportune time. Was given plenty of that by the umpire. Now in the back, the ruling.
I thought the umpires were terrific there. They let the play continue on. They were not quick to get the whistle in the mouth. Brett Burton, who played so very well as a forward in the first quarter, is now playing as a loose man in defence. So the Crows coaching staff have panicked a little. They want to stop the bleeding, and we'll see the ball come to Burton now.
That's it now, thank you.
Milburn on him.
I suppose if you have 4 quick goals kicked against you, you've got to try to make sure it doesn't become 5 or 6, and that's Neil Craig's priority at the moment.
The hard-working Perry takes the mark. Been quiet tonight after being in great form so far during the NAB Cup. Jericho.
Give it on.
Bigland's a target up forward, and a good target, even though he's a long way from goal and he's very wide. He's got Shirley on in short.
6 marks in a row, Hutto, since they took the ball out of that defensive 50.
Riley down there and Vince again, but he went over his head. And through for a behind. 3 points the margin.
So Hunt decides to play on. Oh, he's run himself into trouble here. He doubles back.
That's it, no closer.
When they won their last premiership, Bob Davis was coach. What do you think Bob would think about this?
Play on.
Corey. They're pretty at the moment. Egan. Back to Corey. Oh dear, this is ugly at the moment. Over the top to Prismal. Oh, somehow got rid of it. Did it well in the end to Enright, who pumps it long, but it's all Adelaide. There's 3 there. And McGregor's the man that wins the raffle. Enright does the spoiling. Big tackle by Rourke. Oh, that was a beauty. No, he's good, the caper.
Yes. Bobby Davis had Happy Hammond, the TV personality, running out on the ground, though, Walsh. It's a bit different. I think times have changed.
With a piano accordion.
Yes.
And a check suit.
But it worked.
Imagine getting fired up before a grand final in the rooms and seeing Happy Hammond there. Adelaide have possession. Quick kick by Van Berlo. That's a terrific mark taken by Perry. Wastes no time. Gets it over to Vince. Vince goes long to McLeod. Beautiful kick. Superbly weighted. And McLeod accelerated and has received the mark. That was a clever kick from a young man.
It was, because when he looked forward, there was no one in the forward 50. McLeod had read the situation perfectly and burst from the wing. Now, Andrew McLeod has sprinted 70 metres to take that mark.
He's won 2 Norm Smiths and a Michael Tuck medal. And he's missed. The build-up was good. The finish wasn't.
Yes, and if Hunt doesn't do the kicking in, it's usually Milburn.
Average kick-in time, Rob, so much for the rule of bringing it back in so quickly. 15 seconds for each team so far tonight. Ling again forced to try and use his overhead skills.
Heard himself, Ling.
Doesn't look good. He's pretty durable. We'll see whether he recovers from that. Meantime, Crows going forward again.
I reckon it's an ankle.
Riley.
Oh, no.
Maybe higher.
Certainly pointing to his knee.
And a loose man inside 50 is Van Berlo.
This could be a big turning point in the match.
No 9-pointers so far.
And this mark was inside the 50, so it won't be 9 as Ling comes off the ground after that.
Being carried off.
Just kicked the 1 goal so far, Nathan Van Berlo, in his senior AFL career. 11 matches. Again, kicking something that he's working on as a priority. And still needs a little more by the look of that. 5'8" plays 5'3".
Great effort by Tyson Edwards to get back there to put that defensive spoil on Ling.
They'll keep a close eye. That could be not only a vital part in this match, that injury, but let's hope it's nothing serious that will prevent Ling from starting the home and away season. Well, the gun players, not only for the Cats, but in the competition these days. Have a bounce 50 out from Geelong's goal.
Wouldn't have missed too many matches too either, would he, in recent years?
No. It's against Blake. Geelong are due for some luck too on the injury front this year.
Crows don't have a player in their forward 50.
Goodwin to McLeod. How many times have we said that over the years?
Just a mass of players around the middle.
Perry provides the lead.
They still don't have a player in the 50. Now they do.
It's been told to go. He goes back, and that is very dangerous, and it's play on in the NAB Cup.
Well, Geelong have just got a massive flood on. They've just got the numbers back.
Henschel's got Edwards on over the top.
He can play on too.
And he does just that. Disciplined kick, but it's all Geelong here. It's 3-on-1. Vince did well to spoil. Front and centre was Van Berlo. Attacking the ball beautifully was Slade. Burns threw it away. John Cock. Handballs over to Thompson. Couldn't get a handle on it. And a rush behind.
Starting to get a bit willing now.
Yeah, I think the Cats have certainly worked their way back into the game. It's a terrific contest now.
Tempo lifted. Milburn, precise. Scarlett, who spent a few minutes on the bench before, back on. Looks up and sees Mooney working for him close to the boundary line. Now he has to adjust to handball, which wasn't his original idea. Mooney delayed his disposal too out wide. And he finds Gardner leading up a long way from centre half forward. Has to be precise once again. And finds Jared Rook, who's been in the thick of it in this quarter. Bartel, the target. Swarmed by Crows. Had to convince the umpire that he genuinely wanted to get rid of it, and in the end he did. Bassett receives from Van Berlo, who's been busy. Now some run. Brett Burton. He can do it all. He takes the big marks. Unfortunately, though, he lost everything there. High one to full forward. Perry in the middle of it. Vince again. A bouncing ball to full forward.
Do you reckon Burton
That was shades of Gary Cowton.
Oh, I thought Burton had thoughts of a 9-pointer. That's all he was thinking of.
In the rough, I think.
So play resumes. Prismal. Over to Scarlett. To Mooney. Back to Prismal, the half forward. And mark to Spencer. Another throw in.
Well, at quarter time, it really looked all Adelaide.
And there's Burton. Burton just sitting back in that defensive 50 by himself. So they've certainly put the brakes on the Crows.
20 seconds remaining in the first half.
Got the Roo coming up at half-time, Anthony.
Yes, chat to him. And I know you're going to have a chat to Joe Silvani.
And the Big Dipper.
And the Big Dipper. Burns' kick inside 50. Adelaide couldn't afford to make a mistake there. Nathan Bassett streaming out of defence all of a sudden. The siren stops him in his tracks, so a much better second quarter by Geelong, and we've got an entertaining grand final on our hands.
Well done to the Geelong Cats. They fought back particularly well in that quarter, outscored the Crows, and we've got a real game on our hands here. Just thought that the move of Milburn into defence and also Ling into the midfield, they were the main reasons that they got back into it, and a couple of players up forward in Playfair started to look dangerous.
Half-time NAB Cup grand final. Crows lead the Cats by 7.
Welcome back to Amy Stadium, where the Crows lead the Cats by 7 points, but that is not Geelong's only worry. They do have an injury concern. Cameron Ling taken from the field a minute before half-time. Now, they are saying that it is just a knock to the knee, but he is yet to come out of the rooms with the rest of his teammates. He knew he was in trouble straight away when he went down and grabbed for his right knee. He is usually such a tough player, but he had to be carried off the ground. He couldn't stand to put any pressure on that leg, and they've spent all half assessing the damage. So signs not looking good for him, and not what Geelong needs, another injury. Stephen.
No, let's hope he's okay. That could have serious ramifications for the Cats' 2006 campaign. Now, if you're a bit squeamish, look away, because we see this so often in the modern game. But Andrew McLeod coming back out after half-time, violently ill, wasn't he? You see, as I said, we see it a lot, and these players run and work so hard. He's not starting the third term. It's always a worry when that happens.
Yes, he looks pretty crook, doesn't he? He's starting on the interchange bench with Tyson Edwards, and with Ling off for Geelong. Some quality midfielders not out there for this bounce.
And it wasn't a great bounce, to be honest. Biglands took it, gave it to Goodwin, and slick hand movement by the Crows again. Thompson bombs to half forward. Perry was charging out. This is Egan. Boat tries to wrap him up. Bartel, now Hunt. And they've got some run through Slade. Rook the target on the wing. Had a metre or two on Hart. He did well. And there's Chapman accepting it gleefully at half forward. Now Mooney's back in the goal square, and C's gone to Kelly. Ablett's also down there.
Mooney starting this quarter at full forward.
And the Crows just pushing more and more numbers back. Kelly forced to kick. Mooney with the contest. Biglan's, it was no contest.
Thank you. What are you after? Okay. Kick.
And the Cats with the first forward thrust and opportunity to score.
It's the Crows by 7. Blake against Biglan's. Biglan's got the fist to it. In there is Ablett. Got the handball out to Enright. Little squeeze kick into the goal square, only as far as Hart. He blazes away.
Just got to find someone to take a mark inside the forward 50.
Ball squared up to Tenace. It's called play on. Went backwards. Tenace onto the left. Back from whence it came. Bartel.
He's given it to the man who can
calling
kick.
directions. He winds up from 52. It's a thumping kick. It's a goal. Oh, a beauteous super goal.
Well, they orchestrated that particularly well because they were 55 metres out several times there. They took it across the 50-metre arc. And this was the smart play by Bartel. He saw Josh Hunt coming from the back line. He gave it to him because he's probably the best kick in the team, and he didn't let him down. He's booted it from outside 50, tight angle, and what a great shot we have of it there. Hunt on his left boot, scoring the 9-pointer. What a super kick.
The Mildura Imperials are $1,000 richer.
And the Cats are in front. Blake and Biglan's again. It looked unlikely, didn't it, that they would ever be in front in the first quarter. Such was the Crows' dominance. And now they've got to get down and get the bottom up and the head down. Riley on top of it. Thompson overruns it. Corey, Bode all in the mix. Bartel has been prolific. Goodwin, very deft. Burton aligns himself with goal, but not well enough. And it's a 1-point ball game. This NAB Cup Grand Final from Amy Stadium. A beautiful night in Adelaide. And we're seeing an excellent contest now.
$220,000 in cash to the winner. The runner-up gets half that. Enright. McLeod is obviously over that problem just after half-time, ready to come back on. As Enright goes along to the wing, looks for Blake. Ball spills to Knights. To McGregor. To half forward. Good trap by Thompson. To Perry. Going backwards. McGregor. It's a hard one for him to pick up. He's hassled by Gardner. That's a fair pick-up by Tenace. He did it wonderfully well. Bartel, beautifully measured handball to Ablett. Ablett's away. He lines up from 52 for another super goal. It's home again. That is the business from Gary Ablett. And all of a sudden, Geelong out by 10.
Measured his steps, took a bounce. He knew where that line was, and he was always going to spear it hard and low. No one in the goal square, so he knew he didn't have to pop it up high. And that is another smart goal to Geelong. So 2 9-pointers, and they certainly deserve their lead. Since quarter time, the Crows have kicked 1 goal, 6 behinds.
And Montawari Football Club, where his younger brother Nathan famously stayed and preferred to playing with the Cats initially, $1,000 richer. McLeod re-enters the arena.
They have silenced the crowd here, the Cats, with those 2 9-pointers.
10 points they lead by. Blake's tap was there at Knights, gets them inside 50 again, the Crows. Spencer couldn't handle it, Burton couldn't handle it. It's a hot potato all of a sudden. The temperature just turned up a notch or two. And the Crows trying to respond. Giglin's in the arms of Goodwin. Milburn, blue-collar worker.
What we've got in this quarter, Geelong have got a forward line in positions. In the first quarter, you can just see that there's 3 or 4 forwards up there. In the first quarter, they didn't have any. They just all chased the footy, so they've got some structure.
Oh, easy. Good stuff. Good tackle, easy.
Their ball movement and running all over the ground has improved, though, hasn't it?
Well, it has, and they just had to have some confidence in their forward line players.
Blake, Chapman, Goodwin. And a pause in proceedings.
And in the last couple of years, players like Chapman and Gary Ablett, who were half-forward specialists, now can take their turn in the midfield and be quality players there.
Crows work it inside 50. Getting back as Egan, couldn't take the juggler. Hunt, back to Egan. Perry, bowed.
And again, pressure by the Crows forwards. They really made it hard work for Geelong. We see Egan there dropping a mark and Hunt over the footy, and just the one hand put in there by Perry. The one hand by Perry created the goal. He smothered the handball. He's missed the shot off the ground. Bode followed up, and just the pressure that we see there is what created that goal for the Crows.
And what the NAB Cup rules giveth, the NAB Cup rules taketh away, because the 3 points was the danger for the Cats' defence. They didn't want to concede, and the Crows there to pounce. So it's 4 points the difference now. Edwards, suddenly they're moving better. Knight's on the wrong foot, but delivering superbly for Perry. Great stuff by the Crows.
Well done by Knights. He could have been excused, the kid, for blazing away. That's an interesting shot there. David Johnson is playing up forward for Geelong. Now, I've never seen him play up forward, but that's where he started in this third quarter. But Knights just pulled the kick and enabled Perry to continue his run and end up taking a pretty easy chest mark.
Kicked 7 goals, 5 in the NAB Cup, Perry, coming into tonight. Here he is with a pretty important one. A lusty left boot through the middle, and they're back in front.
Magnificent play by Tyson Edwards.
He took on the tackler, didn't he?
He's great.
He took on the tackler. He let the tackler come onto him. He spun, kept his arms clear, was able to get that handball out. And they just don't, players like Edwards, Rashudo, McLeod, they don't panic into quick disposal of the ball.
Fifth league change in this NAB Cup Grand Final for 2006. The crowd starting to fire up. The Crows back in front by a couple. Clark the tap. Edwards again.
Their 6th clearance for this quarter. The Crows at 6-1.
Shirley to Burton, who wastes no time. He squares it up. Not quite, but Goodwin's good enough to get it back. He has a puck shot at goal, and it's raining goals at AAMI Stadium.
And immediately Goodwin coming off. That was his 4th disposal in the first 9 minutes of this third term. And Simon Goodwin, best and fairest last year, having a spell. 4 disposals in the first 9 minutes. They've had 6-1 clearances at the centre bounces. Maybe the Crows needed to be stung by that Cat reply to get them going again.
Cats put Mooney back in the ruck and immediately get a clearance. Bartel out to Ablett, and Chapman just trying to move it on at all costs. Here's David Johnson.
Thank you.
As you said, an unlikely man to be in the forward line. Just kicked 8 goals in his career. Mooney interfered.
Took him out. Blocked him.
No, he's got a 3. Well,
blocking by the Crows. Good call.
Tyson Edwards runs over the mark. The umpire doesn't see it. Centre kick. Matner did enough to stop it, but Burns tried to keep it moving. Back to Chapman. Now Milburn. Johnson is the target. Hart runs with him. He does more than that. Somehow he finds the footy. Johnson, I thought, came over the shoulder there. The umpire let it all go.
And that's maybe one of the reasons why Johnson's been put into the forward line, and that is to lock the ball up, because he will tackle and he will contest and he will not let it come out easy.
Clark got rid of Mooney.
Out of the way. Mooney at the front position. Max here, please, Matt.
You heard the call. Now again, he's in super goal territory. Doesn't try for the big one. Instead sets it up for the leading Playfair.
Good kick.
Takes the mark, kicked a beautiful goal earlier.
Well, he did kick a good goal, Playfair, and he kicked it about 65 metres, so you would think the distance won't worry him. He'll have to kick from outside 50. There's the ruck infringement, which went Mooney's way. And you can just see Playfair playing behind his opponent. Rutten was able to sneak away.
Last year he kicked 17 goals, 14. This is all of 50 metres, and you can see the distance just worried him enough to affect the accuracy. And the margin is now 7 points once again at Amy Stadium.
Let's go down to Christy Malthouse with the latest news on Cameron Ling.
Well, the latest news is that he has come out of the change rooms. He's sitting on the bench, but he has changed into casual clothes and he has his knee all strapped up. So it looks like that's the end of the night for him, and really not good signs.
That's terrible news. There's a good mark, solid marks taken at half-back for Adelaide by Shirley. It's a high ball to no one in particular.
Christy, I wonder what's the wind situation like at the moment?
Oh, it's really up and down. When it picks up, it's really quite strong, but then it dies down quite considerably. So it's really up and down at the moment.
7 points the margin. Mooney, Van Berlo, high one again. Couple of one-on-one contests there. And the umpire didn't like one of them. Infringement goes to Burton.
6-pointer
against Egan.
6-pointer, said the umpire, so if he kicks it, it'll only be worth 6 points, and I suggest he'll have a shot. You can just see him backing back there, and yes, it is a free kick. Waste your time leading, boys.
He's kicked 9 goals, 7 during the NAB Cup.
Yeah, 20, there's 20 seconds. Let's go. Let's go.
He's going to have to hurry.
Play on.
Onto the left. And through from behind. So there you go. That's one of the first times we've seen the 30-second rule have an effect.
So Hunt to do the kicking in once again. He gets the hurry up too. Just came off.
That's it, Bert.
Heart in the mouth stuff that.
A couple of goals behind last week in their semi-final, Geelong against Fremantle, and they finished very strongly to win.
Backwards, play on, Matty, play on backwards.
Scarlett into the middle. There's a couple of cats there. Slade runs himself into trouble, but got the handball away. Kelly. Good work by Burton to partially smother the handball. Slade has another crack. Comes out to Adelaide. They've got 3 loose players here. One of them is Vince. Vince for a super goal. Yes, sir.
I love the fact that it is a super goal, because he had 2 players that he could have given it to who were in front of him in space, and I reckon Bernie Vince was thinking 9-pointers all the way, and that's an attraction of this pre-season competition. And there's Birdman Burton, cops one in the goal. He goes down, doesn't matter, the Crows clear it.
Bernie Vince from the Stansbury Football Club, taken pick 32 in last year's national draft, and he can play.
He can play, and he can kick a nice long goal.
What did you see on that bit of vision before? Right?
I just thought Burton get one right on the schnoz.
Suddenly, the Adelaide Crows are out to a 17-point lead again. There's Cameron Ling. And his knee. Johnson having a rest as well. 3 super goals all in this quarter has really brought this game alive. Bartel as the Cats need to respond. Lonigan charging through. No one can stop John Cockburn. This is how the Crows, they swarm around half-back and then they break. And who better than Andrew McLeod? Glides to half-forward. Go for another one, Andrew! It's all spoiled it.
He was out in plenty of space, Andrew McLeod. His opponent, James Kelly, just has to realise that they will play through the champion at every opportunity and cannot let him get 30 metres in the clear like that.
From the kick in, Spencer takes the mark. Goes short to Corey. He's having his 12th disposal to the wing. That's a solid mark taken by Milburn, who wastes no time. Good kick too. Peeling off was the hard-working Rook, and he's got a lead on from Chapman.
They've done it very well, Geelong, from the back pocket to the forward pocket. Couple of long kicks involved in it, but their skills by foot are very good.
Tough kick, but not impossible. Paul Chapman, who loves a goal. He's got one tonight so far. Kicked that in the second quarter.
Young veteran, 95 games, just 24 years of age.
Second on the Cats goal kicking table last year with 29 goals. A steadier for the Cats. Oh, beautifully done. Two goals to Chapman. It's back to 12 points to diff.
It's a quality quarter, Rob, isn't it?
Good quarter of football, yes, really enjoying it. And I reckon the main reason, Hutto, is that the Cats have played with a forward structure. They just haven't had a flood of players in the defensive half. So when they've brought the ball, when they're bringing the ball out of defence now, they've got targets to go to.
Hanging on in there, Geelong. 12 points is the margin. Clark with no contest. Lightning stuff. Riley and now Goodwin. And again they're deep. At the back is Vince. Slade. And here's Prismal. Thompson bearing down. Just got rid of it in time. In fact, was dealt with after he got rid of it. Play on Prismal. Releases Corey. And Geelong players lining up across half-back now. They can overlap and run. Mooney got Spencer away to his right. The runner in Tenace. Up to half-forward. Lonigan loping. Rutten. Well done by Lonigan. Suddenly, the world closed in on him. Kelly likewise. Massey there to clean up the mess. Matner had to run the big U-turn to find his left. And now he finds Riley. And he's the one with space to work in.
A thumping kick from Riley, deep inside the Crows, attacking 50. Waiting at the back is Vince. He might have another crack here. No, it spills to Scarlett, and the Cats luckily out of danger here. So rebound footy. Gardner at half back, a long way from home. Finds Chapman. He kicks it to Ablett. Ablett in the direction of Lonigan. Hart went without it. Now Prismal tries to thread the eye of the needle, couldn't do so. And the ball spills. And Adelaide now, they're turning to get out of trouble from Massey. Kick into the middle, finds Henschel. Out wide, looks for McLeod. Milburn gets there first to Chapman. Enright, run down. Good stuff from Bowe. Chapman got legs for a kick.
He tried really hard, Bowe. He ended up slowing that Geelong attack down.
Burton tries to make it difficult for Spencer, which he did, but he gave away the free. Now Corey has to go for the boundary line. Interesting the interpretation here. It was touched anyway. That would have been very harsh, deliberate out of bounds, but that's exactly what he was trying to do. And he found his target.
Inside 50 stats, and you can see that Adelaide almost twice as many, and you'd think if there's a breeze out there, and we suggest there is, that Geelong will be kicking with it in the final term.
Well done, mate. Thanks.
Just a little Bit of a zephyr. Burns inside 50. McGregor lost his footing. The crowd wanted a free. Rutten on the end of it. Matner kept on running now. He's got to get to his left side, but he had on relay Riley, and suddenly they're at full forward and looking dangerous. Vince couldn't handle it. Burton could. Over the top. Jericho smothered. He'll get a second crack. No, he won't. Enright made sure of that. More like rugby sevens than AFL. Oh, he flicked that out in the back too.
Jericho's lack of awareness. He had to pull the kick. You couldn't follow through. You see, he gets the handball from Burton, and then he just winds up. It was always going to get smothered. It was like smothering practice, and he's got to be a bit sharper than that.
Should the Birdman have kicked, Robert?
Yes.
Thank you. Milburn. This is a good game of footy. It's tight, it's tough, fantastic tackling. Some great super goals. Burns, oh, he's run himself into trouble. Beautifully stripped of the ball by Hart. The veteran gets it to Thompson. Thompson to Massey. Massey to McLeod. Pops one over the top. Goodwin. Squeezes the kick. It's a good one. Centering kick inside 50. Pack fly, no mark. Oh, Slade! Just poleaxed Bowes. That's got to be a free kick.
It's accidental. The fend-off was high. 30 seconds now, Bodie.
Oh, he's worked hard, Bo.
No doubt about the free kick.
Oh, yeah, he's earned the free kick, and Slade certainly got him with the forearm. But you've got to admire the way this little fella's gone about his footy tonight, and that's probably the one thing that the Crows lack is a small goal-kicking forward.
Well, Matthew Boat has a big chance here. He's kicked two straight.
Oh, shit.
That's a shank.
Cross that line, Jerry.
Crows by 2 goals.
That's it. Play on now.
Rook gets Mooney, and the Cats away again. Scarlett, Spencer and Burton. Tough ask for the young man there. Henschel and the experience of Burton prevailing. Misses the target in Knights. Mooney didn't get it either. Chapman, Mooney got some troubles here. And you can see what the haphazard approach did.
Players getting tired too. They are starting to run up and down on the spot.
John Cock bombs to half forward. Jericho again couldn't complete the task. Enright to Slade. The Cats bundling it amongst each other. Chapman's release and kick is good. And Bartel.
That's their 20th mark of the quarter. The Crows have taken 4, and that's the reason why.
Up to the wing, and again, it's a turnover. Geelong can't get past the middle. Some frustration. You saw it on Gary Apple's face. Goodwin out for Thompson. A plethora of options. One of them just on 50 is the young man Knights, who was committed, but just was able to pull up in his tracks. Pops it, flirting with danger. Too much for John Cox. Slade, slick through the middle. Hunt from Chapman, and suddenly the Cats have got a chance here. Mooney protected himself completely. The run comes from Tenace, from 65 to the goal square. Playfair and Rutten, too good. Mackie applies to Shepherd. Charlie Gardner couldn't produce. In fact, he threw.
What about the effort from Rutten?
He's strong. He is strong. He's a hard man to get around. And only a couple of minutes to go, but Jericho's one who I'd be getting off at the moment. He's really struggling up forward.
Bassett looks for Burton. Oh, terrific mark. He's off.
9-pointer.
The Birdman might have another crack. No, he goes inside 50. Go for home, Birdman, and he does, and he misses. He's exciting. Oh, I love watching him play. Great mark.
It is a good mark. He's a hard man to match up on.
1 goal, 3.
He's a hard man to match up on because if he plays as a midfielder, he can run as quick as most midfielders. But if he goes forward, he's got the marking ability, which is far better than the average midfielder.
And this is where that pinpoint accuracy is required again by Geelong to try and wander their way out of defence. Spencer with the mark at half-back.
Take it, Shane, take it.
Gee, I'm looking at a few players, Rob. You're right. There's a lot of hands on hips, isn't there, at the moment?
Look, it's just been one of those quarters where it's swung from one end of the ground to the other. The ball's been alive for most of it, so you know there's been lots of chasing and tackling.
And the effect of the new rules, perhaps, having their toll.
6 interchange players, though, which they can share the workload through.
Burns takes it from Prisbilla, and now Mackie. Patient build-up by Geelong. It's got them to the wing.
Fair bit of the way that Sydney play in Geelong. They control the tempo of a game.
Where to next? Burns is going to have to kick to a pack. He does. There's mainly Adelaide jumpers there. In the middle of it was Gardner trying hard, but swooping was John Cock. And again, the Crows. Marriage into Goodwin.
He's had 10 touches this quarter, Goodwin.
And here comes Rutten. But beautifully read by Chapman. And now Geelong perhaps could launch, although there's nothing ahead of Mooney. He can't commit. He did commit. He had nowhere to go. In the general direction of Gary Adwood. There's Crows everywhere. Marriage over to John Cock. 35 seconds. Will it be enough time? Well, it certainly is if they can be clean here, the Crows. Jericho. No, it was Hitchell. Takes the grab. Vince runs back to the goal square. Burton props 30 out from goal.
Gee, out wide to his right. He's seen it.
And it's your boy Jericho, Rob. Running with pace. He goes for a super goal, but unfortunately kicks it out on the full.
He's tired.
So that'll just about be it for three-quarter time. A ripping quarter of football. Yeah, just about everything. And the Crows will take a 13-point lead into the final change in this NAB Cup Grand Final for 2006. And you wouldn't have a bet with any certainty on the Crows here, because the Cats aren't done with, Rob.
No,
we saw that last week.
We saw that last week. They were fantastic in that last quarter, and we're going to see a terrific quarter of football here. They will not lie down, the Cats, and at the same time, I think that the Crows will come home and just get the points.
It's another big Saturday night game. It's been a great game of footy, the NAB Cup Grand Final for 2006, and it ain't over yet, even though the Crows lead by a pretty handy margin of 13 points. One super goal, 8-14-71. Geelong, 2 super goals, 6-4-58. Fresh legs are going to play a very important role in this last quarter. Look, there's a sad sight. Cameron Ling hurt that knee, and he's just sitting in the civvies on the bench. How serious it is, we do not know. This is a replay of the incident. Flew for the mark and got a boot from Tyson Edwards, so maybe it's a bruised knee. Hopefully he didn't hurt it when he landed. That probably would be more dangerous. It looks like he did get a knock from Tyson Edwards in mid-air, so hopefully just a bruised knee. As I said, Rob, fresh legs will be important in this game.
Yes, and the player to look out for, I think, is Brent Prismal. He was terrific last week. He's certainly got the fresh legs. Ling won't play, of course, but look at the fresh legs for the Adelaide Crows. Tyson Edwards, he's had very limited game time. Now, he is a star, we know that, so I would expect Edwards and Vince to play most of this final quarter. The other 3, of course, are the ruckmen who share the rucking responsibilities for the Crows. 43 years since Geelong won a premiership cup of any kind.
Yes, their last flag was in 1963, and they've only ever won one pre-season or night grand final. That was back in 1961. And they've lost 9 grand finals day and night since. The Crows, well, they've won those back-to-back flags under the tutelage of Malcolm Blight. And they won the pre-season comp in 2003 when they defeated Collingwood. And it has been a long time for Cats fans, long-suffering Cats fans, Hutto.
Yes, Polly Farmer was in the ruck back then. Goggin was roving. Fred Wooler at centre-half forward.
Tony Polinelli on the wing.
It's all a long time ago now. It matters little right now.
Tyson Edwards on for the Crows, playing at half forward.
We start the final term for the NAB Cup Grand Final 2006. Blake and Biglands both missed it. Taken by Goodwin, who had a fantastic third quarter. He's up to 22 disposals for the match. Bowed. Left foot snap. Jericho's got the set. Jericho can't grab it, and the Cats swarm, pounce, whatever you like, and win the football back. Tenace to Rook. Great defensive work by Geelong. Jericho had a slight moment there, but couldn't make the most of it. Spencer to Bartel. Burns couldn't hang on to it. Try to win it back. Well done. Knights is in there. So is Vince, and we'll have a bounce.
They do take it out of defence particularly well, Geelong. Good composure. And they just couldn't get it further than that wing position after the Burns fumble.
They work it out the back, and again Burns was on his wrong side. Forced to hit and hope to centre half forward. McGregor standing his ground, and now Knights with Bartel in pursuit, and Burns also stymieing, and we'll see a throw in. And a bit of byplay between a couple of young men of the AFL, pint-sized.
What we like to see, Robert.
13 points the margin. Blake and Biglands. There's Vince in there again. John Cock, Edwards. As we mentioned, expect him to play a big role in this last quarter. Perry, as Henschel makes the next lead. Jericho's down there as well. Milburn mopping up. Enright, big night, 25 possessions. Oh, Blake got out of it. Enright again to centre half forward. It's pretty open for Geelong. They need some sure handling here from Playfair. Bodies on the line, stuff.
Clever McGregor, soccer kick.
Edwards, I think that's been deemed a throw.
Scooped it up.
Replay would be interesting, but we don't have time at the moment. 13 points the difference. Goes for the hot spot. Biglands plants his body there. Mooney likewise. McGregor. And now McLeod. Time as always. It suddenly was running out. McGregor along the boundary line. And Shirley accepts it gleefully now. He's got Goodwin going on the wing. Takes a while to spot him. Goes longer in the Burton direction. That's terrific judgment by Spencer.
Did very well.
Shows his ability above his head.
Matthew Spencer, WA boy, taken pick 42 back in 2003. Yet to play a game for the Cats in the real stuff.
Reckon he might get one. No,
he wasn't far away last year, was he?
Cats have got James Kelly virtually as the full forward. John Cock playing on him.
Chapman goes to Big Torpy. Tough one for the forwards to mark. And John Cock mops up for Adelaide to half back. And he finds Hart, who in round one will play game 299 for the Adelaide Crows.
Crows have got players in the middle corridor, not many down the wing.
Biglands gives it a thump. Perry at the back. There's just space, isn't there? Inside the 50. Henschel gives it to Jericho. He can't miss this one. Famous last words. Exasperation on the faces of the Crow fans. Here's the alleged throw from Tyson Edwards. He certainly got a fist to it, but umpire calling it a scoop.
I'd like to see that again. I have a feeling umpire might have got that wrong.
Enright to do the kicking in. And he finds Scarlett. So early days in this final quarter. It's a 14-point margin to Adelaide. We saw Geelong in a similar situation last week against Fremantle, and they got up. Bartel sweeps it out to Tenace. High ball again inside 50. Mooney.
Terrific mark. A little bit of body work just before the ball hit his hands. Take his opponent under the ball. And good to see a long kick into the forward 50 rewarded with a strong overhead mark.
Must-kick goal for Cam Mooney.
And who's that man in the fluoro yellow? It's Barry Stoneham.
Tribunal last year. Geelong winner this year. He looks fit, doesn't he?
He does. He looks terrific. He said he had to get fit if he was going to do that running job.
So Mooney from 45. It's a good-looking kick. And he likes it. Geelong get a goal.
Let's have a look at this Tyson Edwards. Was it a throw? Was it a handball? It's definitely a handball. Yep. And the umpire guessed The umpire was behind it and he guessed, and he made a mistake. That's okay.
That's very generous of you, Rob.
Oh, well, I'm not coaching, so who cares?
Well, it's game on. NAB Cup up for grabs. 8 points the margin. Will the momentum swing back to Geelong, or will the Crows answer straight away?
Well, the Cats have got Mooney up forward, they've got Kelly up forward, and they've moved Milburn, who's been to and fro from the forward line to the back line. Milburn now playing across half forward. I think that's good.
McLeod and Bode collaborate with Edwards. Oh, the Birdman was rallying then, wasn't he? Over the top, Goodwin. Bode has been fantastic. Again it goes towards full forward. Again Jericho gives away the free kick. Oh, talk about the world caving in around you. Perry to really make them pay. Does it in the best possible manner.
This is why they call him the Birdman. What a super leap. Didn't control it, of course, so it's play on. And Perry, fantastic interception of the short pass. Then the recovery to come back on his wrong side and angle the ball through.
Two goals to Ian Perry. The Adelaide Crows lead Geelong by 14 points.
That'd sting the Cats because it was a good mark and they've just turned the ball over so easily in a dangerous spot. Perry terrific with the interception.
Oh, beautifully sharked by McLeod. Shirley has a fresh area. Corey to Egan. It's in two minds of what to do with the footy, but in the end uses it well to Kelly. Now to Tenace. Inside 50 go the Cats. Playfair wheels around on the right. It's a good kick to Mooney. Should mark. Beautifully done by Big Henry Playfair, and Cam Mooney shouldn't have much trouble slotting this through. Anthony, don't agree with my confidence?
No, well, it's tough at any stage.
Milburn coming off. Mooney is one of the most improved players in the AFL over the last 2 years. He was in danger of throwing his career away with his undisciplined football. Credit to him that he's got himself back on track.
Two goals in the last quarter to Cam Mooney, and the Cats are hanging in there. It's only 8 points and a long way to go in this last quarter.
Good thing about the Mooney goals, both of them taken in a contest situation
against Rutten. Yep.
Against the All-Australian fullback, so you can't do any better than that. And they'll give the Cats confidence to know that he's beaten Rutten on those two occasions, so they'll kick it long to him, no doubt. Now Mooney's playing deep at full forward. Playfair's back with him. Playfair had very limited game time over the last month.
Wonderfully entertaining contest between these two sides. Adelaide come again. Riley from Goodwin found some space and goes beautifully onto the chest of Bode, who's been a real surprise packet in this NAB Cup. From one end to the other, he's kicked 2 goals tonight. The ball has just been flying quickly in this last turn.
Yeah, McLeod's been dangerous at those centre bounces. Hutto's got a couple of quick handballs out. And this little fella with the footy is making the most of his opportunities. Hope he doesn't go a torpedo this time.
He's generally a pretty good converter. And this is no exception. And the Crows extend their lead again.
Last centre bounce, and we can see Andrew McLeod quick handballs to advantage to Goodwin. And that one gets out to Riley. And away they answer very quickly.
Disposals, 3 goals. It's been a good night for Matthew Bode. Again, Adelaide lead by 14. McLeod missed that one. Van Berlo pumps it back to the 50. The big fist was by Scarlett. Now Spencer have to be good here. And that's a stalemate. 45 metres out from the Adelaide Crows goal. Still a long way to go in this final term.
A couple of interchanges and play fair off, Mackie on.
And Bode off for Adelaide, and coming on is Thompson. Out of defence, run the Cats. Kelly. Fist was from Bassett. Burns. Bassett again smashes it towards his goal. And as far as Corey. He has time to steady. He goes long, looks for Mooney. Again against Rutten. Rutten got a fist that time. Chapman. Oh, strong, skillful.
And smart. Smart because he was on his left foot. He could have blazed away. Saw his little mate in the forward pocket and said, I'll give it to you, Gary. And Adelaide just needs to settle down and kick a goal.
He's kicked 2. He's also had a dozen possessions tonight. Great shot. Only a point. It's the Crows by 13.
So we're inside the last 10 minutes. It's getting to the business end now. If Geelong had a big chance, they need one soonish. The Crows just keeping them at arm's length. 13 points the margin. Edwards, Burton working hard for him on the wing. That's his target.
He's led 50 metres to take that, Hutto, from centre half forward to the wing. They open up space out wide. That is a shocking kick.
He does go to the extremes at times, doesn't he?
Yeah,
which makes him great to watch.
He's entertaining, isn't he? Yep.
Clark tapped it down with meaning, but Prismal was there to read it beautifully. Unfortunately for him, the Crows were there to snatch him up straight away.
Dominating the hitouts this quarter. 8-1 the Crows, and that's why Geelong just have to be smart at ground level. There's another one.
Plenty of enjoyment for the crowd tonight, but it's just starting to get a little tense. It is for Rook, who suddenly got big problems, but he kept a cool head. Slade. Ambitious with the kick. In fact, maybe hoping for the boundary line. Burns had no one in support. And so a pretty good result for Geelong out of all of it. 13 points the margin. We've seen 3 super goals tonight. 2 from Geelong, 1 from Adelaide. Crows have kicked 10 goals to 8, and they lead by 13. And here they go again. Thompson and Edwards. Geelong with the extra number, but Henschel playing in front takes the grab, and the Crows about to surge.
Looks for Jericho. He has it fisted away. Big tackle on Van Berlo, but he did well, Van Berlo. Got the handball into open spaces. Getting back first is Slade for the Cats. McLeod intercepts, knocks it down. Mackie, good hands to Bartel.
Super hands, Bartel.
Blake, Enright. Bangs it long. Mooney's there again against Rutten. Staying down is Charlie. Great little dish to Burns. Open goal. Mooney's been good up there, hasn't he? They've gone long, direct, and but he hasn't marked it. He's brought it down.
It's another example of, as the game wears on, kick it long into that forward line. An honest contest from forwards, because the Crows defenders 2 up there against Mooney, and that's the respect that they have given to him. And of course, this little fella at ground level is lightning.
Terrific crowd tonight, and they are in full voice now. 30,000 for the NAB Cup Grand Final, and about 29,500 of them.
They've been fantastic, Geelong. They just will not lie down, and the Crows cannot shake them. Next goal, so important now.
Clark looking for his stars. Edwards is one of those. Here goes Burton again out on a long lead. He was off and running as soon as he took it. Hemmed him, but you can't stop him. The Birdman over to Perry. Going backwards into the middle. Won't be a mark. Play on. Back to Edwards. Beautifully read by Hunt. Had some speed up on Jericho. Tenace out wide. Hunt's left foot usually deadly. Look at all the space. Brisbane, no one there to tell him that he had plenty to work in. All of a sudden he has to hurry the kick. They go along. Mooney, he's coming. He got to possession pretty well. Ablett there to swoop. Out it goes. This is a super goal chance. Corey, long, and very, very strong. Cats in front again. Oh, what a game. It's only the pre-season.
It was the long kick, it was the crumb by Ablett, and again Mooney realises he can't mark. He brings it to ground. Ablett in front, unselfishly gives off the handball, and Corey finishes off with a long bomb.
The Girraween Kundula Junior Football. I'll do that again. Girraween Kundula Junior Football Club is $1,000 richer. They've done it right the pre-season. Let's go down to Christy Malthouse.
Another injury worry for Geelong. James Kelly's just gone down to the rooms with a shoulder injury.
Geelong go inside 50 again. Haas under the pump. Got it to McGregor. Ablett snapping at the heels. Ablett's got it. Tackle when he didn't have it. Umpire said throw it in. Cats in front by 2.
Made a statement, Geelong, the last 2 weeks. They are a tough, tight unit.
Clark the Tat, McLeod. To the wing. Working his way to the front of Spencer. Got a subtle little nudge. Well won by Slade. Milburn doesn't panic. Spots a teammate, Mackie. 55 out, centering kick. Mooney's got to beat 2. He can't. He's being double teamed at the moment. Such is the influence Mooney's had on this last term. And the kick finds for Adelaide, Brent Riley.
Bassett's got a mile.
He has. Bassett, normally in defence, invading the forward line. Henschel couldn't handle it. It is a hot footy. 30,000 screaming fans. Shirley measures it. He goes for 9 as well. Oh, it's nothing. It's play on. Off the post. All the NAB Cup rules coming into play at once. All we need now is a 3-pointer. Scarlett takes it. The margin is 2. There's 5 minutes to go. Cats fans, beware.
Maybe the gods are smiling, Robert.
Yes, maybe they are. Look, I'm just thinking the AFL would be delighted with this.
That's what I was going to warn people about, the 5-minute warning. Everyone will be tense at home. Corey, and it's over the line. 2 points the difference.
They'd be delighted because we've got a really good contest, a close game. 31,000 people here tonight, and the ball hits the goalpost, bounces back into play. The ball's still alive. These new rules for the pre-season are terrific entertainment.
Clark's in there for Adelaide. Chapman for Geelong. It is desperate stuff. These players must be tired. Remembering it is only the pre-season, and this game has been played at a breakneck speed.
This is interesting. The Crows are behind, and they've got an extra man in defence. It's Bassett where it's coming down on.
It's into the middle. Snaffled by Tenace. Kicks it inside 50. Mooney against Rutten. Bassett's the third man, as Robert Wall said. Gathers. Gives it to Rutten. Back to Bassett. Now finds Matner. Matner pops one over the top. Johncock looking to give it back. Decides to kick in the end. Good lead. Nice pass. Henschel's got it. Trent Henschel kicks it inside 50. Looks for Perry. Egan does the spoiling. Rook. Enright. Clever kick to Chapman. Will he get a kind bounce? Yes, he does.
And he's got Ablett running across half-back. He'll be in no hurry, although it's too early to go defensive. Don't look at me like that, Stephen. Tenace takes the mark.
They can't even hit the boundary line, Hunter.
No, they can't. Don't hit the boundary. Tenace. He's got Blake up across half forward, who's now manning up on Clark. That's the target. Mooney will come, as he has in this quarter, consistently. Burns has been camped under his feet and reaping the rewards. Mackie there as well, and it's back over the boundary line. And you can see Adelaide were dominant for much of this game, but Geelong have been very, very plucky. Clark with the tap, Mackie. Edwards, as always, fully committed. Still, it's 2 points the difference. 21.5 minutes gone in this NAB Cup Grand Final for 2006.
Do you realise, Hutto, it's been 43 years since
Play is continuing, Stephen. Over to you.
And we'll have a throw in here. Cats by 2. Clark against Blake. Give that one to Clark. So many players around the football.
Young Blake, the ruckman, was very good at that last boundary throw when he got in front and he made Clark work over the top of him. Ineffective hit out by Clark. Let's see how he goes here. Again, just trying to block Clark's run.
Smashed forward by Hart, only as far as Tenace. He's got a great turn of speed. Little kick is clever. Prismal. Back to Tenace. Left foot kick. Rutten's there. Oh, back of the pack. Mooney! Mooney! It's a goal. No, he's missed it. No, it is a goal. He has got it. He hung his head. I thought he missed it. But the Cats have got the goal.
Mooney's third goal in the fourth quarter.
He hung his head here. I thought, what was he thinking? And he's nailed it. And it's 8 points.
Well, he's just turned the game, hasn't he? He's won contested marks, he's caused spills, and we see him crumbing over the back. Now, he took a little bit of a punt to stay down, came his way, and he just about reckoned that's the sealer now.
Oh, Robert. Well, it's either going to be a breakthrough for Geelong, or it's going to be severe heartbreak once again, because they're in a winning position now. But don't forget, one kick, and the Crows could be in front if it's a 9-pointer. So this is a long way from being finished. Blake, I think, interfering there.
Yeah, blocked his run.
Took the space of Clark. So the Crows are going to half forward. And here's a man who can make a difference. Burton, he's got Perry in the square. Will they try and contrive a 9? No. Riley tries to spear it inside 50. He can't. Bartel. Enright out to the wing to Burns, who takes it.
Crowd stunned here. Look at the look on the face. They disbelief, cannot believe it.
Not the only ones. Short pass to Nace.
This was the unlosable game.
Why?
Well, look at the bookmakers thought it was $3.30 to $1.28.
You might be speaking through your pocket there, Robert. As Tenace goes to half forward. Clark couldn't hang on. Mackie, all these young Cats have lifted. Burns again off the wrong foot. Only Adelaide Crows back there. And Shirley, still time for the Crows. But they have to be clean with their possession. They have to run and team. Bassett, Henschel working hard on the wing. Clean bowl. Slade's handball was dangerous. It's in the arms of the master. Off to Bode. Henschel, they're inside 50 now.
Free kick,
no, play on. Burton, will they try and take it outside 50? No. Burton goes for the impossible goal. And he almost did it.
Gee, the umpire put the whistle to the mouth for the free kick too. So the Cats still in front by 8. Can't be much time left, surely. Mackie's got it. Cam Mooney, what a star he has been in the last quarter. to half forward. Adelaide spun out of trouble, ducked the head, caught high. Umpire's given the free kick Geelong's way. Hutto, I'm not going to rob you, mate. Take it away.
Gary, move on, please. Play on now.
8 points the difference. As I said, it only takes one kick. And it's much harder in these rules to hold on to it. Siren! After 43 years, Geelong have won a premiership. I see it, but I don't believe it.
And I tell you who you can't see is Cam Mooney, who's underneath that pack of players.
Well, what a gutsy performance. It's not the real thing, but it is a premiership. And it was a real plucky, come-from-behind performance, Rob.
Yeah, they were terrific, Hutto. They were the same last week. They've done it again against the odds, against the crowd over here. Well done to the Geelong Football Club. Well done to Cam Mooney. 3 goals in that last quarter when he was moved to full forward against the All-Australian fullback Ben Rutten.
No doubt that was the match-winning move. And they've finally done it, the Cats. As I said, it's not the real thing, but at the moment, it tastes just as sweet.
It's a step in the right direction, no doubt about that. They've played in front of a good crowd here, a crowd that was obviously barracking for the opposition, and they have worked their way from 2 or 3 goals down for most of the game to get up and win.
Let's go to Christy Malthouse with the man of the moment.
Cameron Mooney, congratulations. You've just won a pre-season premiership.
Yeah, thanks, Christy. It's a great relief. I think it's a big monkey off the club's back. So congratulations to the boys, because that was it's a huge comeback, and we don't travel too well and play these guys who are a very good side, and to win, it's great.
How much does it mean to you? I mean, it's been a lot of talk how much it would mean to the club to win a premiership. How much does it mean to you?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, hopefully this is the start for something a lot bigger for the year. So it's a big thing, I think.
There was a lot of talk about losing final last year. I mean, does this make up for it in any way, or it was a big spur, wasn't it?
No, it definitely doesn't make up for it. Nothing will make up for last year, but like I said, it's just a stepping stone for us to hopefully go on to bigger things this year.
It was a huge quarter from you in that last term.
I think that last one just fell into my hands. So when things like that happen, you can't take too much away from it. It was just a bit of luck.
Congratulations, go and celebrate.
There's Mark Thompson.
I think, Rob, that win, the loss in Sydney and the heartbreak, it'll be a good step for them if they face a close final at the end of this year.
Look, the heartbreak after that Sydney loss up there at the SCG last year, that was the first time, Hutto, that I've seen genuine, anger, annoyance by the Geelong team in the last 10 years.
There we go.
What a contrast.
That was it in Sydney last year, Rob.
It hurt, and it was good to hear Cam Mooney say just seconds ago that nothing would take the place of it. So they've won a pre-season premiership, and they've done it really well. Good on them, congratulations. But it is a step towards...
Look at the stats, guys.
It's a step towards the premiership this year. That'll give them a lot of confidence, because everyone knows that they've played 9 grand finals pre-season and AFL, and they've lost a lot of them since '63. So the Geelong supporters will love that. They'll go back home, and I think the players will be level-headed enough to know, well, OK, it's great to have that in the trophy cabinet, but, hey, we're after the real thing, and they've got to be top 4 material, no doubt.
Dust off the trophy cabinet, find the key wherever it is and open it up.
Well, those long-suffering fans who some have made the trip over tonight will certainly be enjoying that, won't they?
The only down note, of course, was the injury to Cameron Ling, who went off with a knee problem.
And James Kelly, Christy mentioned late in the call too, so have to check on him as well.
Well, 31,000 people here tonight, and maybe 1,000 at most Geelong supporters.
If you're lucky, yeah.
And it's just great to see the players acknowledge them.
And they were up against such high-quality opposition at home, and at three-quarter time led by a couple of goals and a bit.
At the same time, the Adelaide team, whilst they're disappointed they didn't win, it's also a step towards 2 weeks from now when they take on Collingwood.
Look, there's no doubt these two teams, well, they're both you'd expect to finish top 4.
I would think so.
And then it's anyone's game. What a last quarter from Cam Mooney. 3 goals. The last one fell into his arms.
There's James Kelly. He's holding his left arm too, a little awkwardly. So they could have a couple of injury woes for the real season, and they're a couple of very important midfielders.
They only ever won one pre-season grand final before tonight. The Cats back in 1961.
That was a good game too.
And the monkey partially is off the back.
Some of the young kids too who came through in the last quarter, Rob. Even Mackie was getting plenty of the ball. Burns had a really good game.
Yeah, Tenace was good for them.
Tenace.
Let's go down to Craig Willis for the presentation of the NAB Cup Trophy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to make our presentations here at AAMI Stadium. Firstly, let's show our appreciation for the efforts of the Adelaide Crows out here tonight in the grand final of the NAB Cup. And fellas, we wish you the very best of luck as we head to season 2006. Our first presentation involves one of the greats of the game. Here's the AFL Games record holder, a former champion with the Hawthorn Football Club, and the medal named in his honour is awarded to the player adjudged best of field in the NAB Cup grand final of 2006, Michael Tuck, to announce the winner of the Michael Tuck medal.
Thanks, Craig. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to do things a little bit better than I did last year, so the winner of the Michael Tuck medal goes to Simon Goodwin.
Thank you, Michael. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with much pleasure now that we welcome youngsters from the NAB AFL Auskick program to present medallions to the players and to the coach of the winning team, the Geelong Football Club. First medallion to number 3, Jimmy Bartell. To number 4, Andrew Mackie. To number 8, Josh Hunt. To number 9, James Kelly. To number 10, Kane Tenace. To number 11, Joel Corey. To number 13, Tom Lonergan. To number 16, Charlie Gardner. (17) Shannon Burns. Number 19, Matthew Egan. To number 21, Cameron Mooney. Number 22, Henry Playfair. Number 24, Mark Blake. Number 25, Matthew Spencer. Number 28, David Johnson. Number 29, Gary Ablett. Number 32, Brent Primsel. Number 33, Jared Rook. Number 35, Paul Chapman. Number 37, Will Slade. Number 39, Darren Milburn. Well done there. Number 44, Corey Enright. Number 45, Cameron Ling. And now to the coach, Mark Thompson. And to the captain tonight, number 30, Matthew Scarlett. Well, ladies and gentlemen, NAB has been an outstanding sponsor and great supporter of this pre-season competition, which has seen, of course, matches played throughout the length and breadth of Australia. Let's now welcome to our dais the Chief Executive Officer of NAB, Ahmed Fahur, to say a few words and then make the presentation of the NAB cap.
Ladies and gentlemen, what a great event tonight was. It's about giving young kids their first taste of elite sport of AFL football. It's about innovation. It's about having a go and never stopping. These are the things that the NAB love, and we love supporting people who strive for their dreams. That's why the National Australia Bank is very proud to be part of AFL football. Tonight's match was a thriller, and it gives me great pleasure on behalf of everybody at the National Australia Bank to congratulate and present the 2006 NAB Cup to Geelong Football Club.
As boys come up to share in this wonderful moment for this great club, let's hear from Captain Matthew Scarlett.
Firstly, thanks to the Adelaide Pros for a great game. You're a quality club and it's always great to play against you fellas. I'd like to thank the NAB for a great sponsorship throughout this tournament. You've been fantastic. To our sponsors, Schlesinger and Ford, you've been very loyal to us over many years and it's great you can get some reward. Our supporters for travelling over here, and our players, yeah, had a great game and I think we thoroughly deserve this win. Well, thank NAB. Already thanked NAB. Thanks, NAB, again. You're great.
Thank you, Matty. Well done to the boys from Geelong. Congratulations. Plenty of silverware. Go and enjoy the win.
So there you go. We've seen scenes in the last few years of teams winning the pre-season comp, Robert, and having stony faces, but they're here to enjoy this, and why not?
They're a pretty tight group, and that's evident in the way that they play, but also the way that they shared that victory. Every time a player got a medal, did you notice that as he left the dais, he tapped his teammate on the hand as he went past him? And it's good to see them enjoy the moment, because it's been a long time for this football club to win anything, and 43 years, in fact. And they've got a trophy that they'll be very proud of, and they should be. Don't underestimate the confidence that they will gain from this, particularly that man who's holding it up. I thought his leadership tonight was fantastic, and that is the one thing about Geelong which has been questioned, the leadership of their senior players over the last few years.
So there's scenes we haven't seen for 43 years. Geelong celebrating a premiership. As I said, it's not the real thing, but it'll be just as sweet tonight, Robert, for a few days, I'd imagine.
Oh, it will be, and if they can go back to Geelong feeling really proud of themselves and get themselves set for the round one game against Brisbane at Skilled Stadium.
We'll take another break from Amy's Stadium. The Cats, the 2006 NAB Cup champions. When we come back, we'll hear more from their coach. Adelaide have gone down at home to Geelong in the 2006 NAB Cup Grand Final after they looked likely winners at three-quarter time. The Cats rolled over the top of them to win by 8 points. One super goal, 10-15-84 the Crows. The Cats 3-10-5. They won by 8. But one suspects at the other end of the year, Robert, that they'll be well and truly in at the Adelaide Crows.
I would think so. Yeah, I think both of these teams are well and truly on their way to playing in September. Look, there's a long way to go before then, and injuries can play an important part in it. But the value of the super goals, they kicked 3 super goals, the Cats. They won by 8 points. It got them home.
Let's hear from their coach, Mark Thompson, with Christy Malthouse.
Mark, well done. Finally, some silverware for the club. You must be so proud.
Yeah, we are. Look, we really didn't have anything to do with all those other losses, but to actually come in tonight and win a grand final, it's fantastic. It was a hard job, but, playing in the state and everything else with a young side and a lot of forward, a lot of players out. It's a big achievement tonight.
I mean, there's a lot of talk leading up to it. It would get the monkey off your back if you win. What does it actually mean in terms of the club to win?
Well, it's funny how you say that, but there is a big monkey, and it's okay. We're at Geelong. Every time we get in a final series, it just keeps getting brought up. Well, it should stop that now. It really should. This group's had a chance to play one grand final. They've won it. Let's move on and try and win as many as we can now.
Today we saw you looked quite calm and relaxed. I mean, were you feeling confident, or were you trying to convince yourselves that you were confident?
No, look, we've been okay all week. We've been feeling like we were a chance. I knew that we would play well. This group of boys, in big games we have a habit of playing well. We haven't always won, and eventually, if you just keep backing it up and keep persevering, you win when you're a good side, and it doesn't matter where you play. And tonight's an example of that.
Well done, congratulations, and you can celebrate a lot tonight.